It just goes on and on. Representative Omar, oh boy, she was all over this issue. She said we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, completely. Because here's the thing, there's a cancer. The Minneapolis Police Department is rotten to the root, and so when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer.
Welcome back, everyone. Speaker Mike Johnson just delivered a powerful message that cut straight through the noise, calling out Democrats for their hypocrisy on defunding the police. He didn't just talk about it, he laid out the receipts, quoting Democrats word for word, showing exactly how they supported slashing law enforcement. This is a moment where the truth speaks louder than spin.
I'm really sad to have to do this again, but our colleagues on the other side just pretend as though the last couple of years didn't occur and that almost everyone on the other side there didn't make openly public statements repeatedly that indeed they wanted to defund the police, while all of us on this side were fighting for law enforcement, supporting local, state, and federal law enforcement, and doing everything we could to shore up confidence and the protection of those who are out serving on the front lines for us. Let me just give you a sampling of some of their comments, because it's been said here that these are quote-unquote cheap talking points. I'll just start with the calls from Chairman Jerry Nadler. He publicly agreed with reducing the New York Police Department budget, which I think was cut by, I don't know, something like $1 billion or something. He said, quote, there should be substantial cuts to the police budget and a reallocation of those funds to where we need them, unquote. Representative Jayapal used different language to support defunding the police, and she said, quote, it is completely reasonable for us to shift significant resources from law enforcement and investing in people, unquote. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries certainly expressed an openness to defunding the police. He said on CNN, quote, you have to look at that on a case-by-case basis, city by city. Former Representative, now Mayor Karen Bass, who used to be on the committee, stated calls to defund the police, quote, can be used as a distraction, yet she supported, quote, the intent behind the messaging. Again, these are their own words, y'all. Representative Bowman, on March 17, 2021, he tweeted this, quote, too many police in our country are more concerned with protecting white supremacy than serving the communities that pay their salaries. Then he tweeted, we don't need police with lethal weapons carrying out routine traffic stops. Reallocate police funding to unarmed traffic forces to remove even the possibility of state-sanctioned manslaughter, unquote. Representative Cori Bush, boy, she has pages and pages of this, but she said, and by the way, she was vice chair of the crime subcommittee in the last Congress. She tweeted, it's not a slogan, it's a mandate for keeping our people alive. Defund the police, in all caps. Then she said that defunding the police is not the problem, that's the solution, and we have to do that to invest in our communities. I'll keep going because I got some more time. AOC, Congressman.
Will the gentleman yield?
I'm happy to yield.
The gentleman just reflected that the person that House Democrats chose to chair the crime subcommittee.
You heard that right.
Said that it was a mandate to defund the police, and now, on Police Week, when the majority is seeking to simply pass a resolution honoring the police, we are being accused of taking cheap shots at Democrats when not any Democrat, literally the person they put in charge of the crime sub, is that what I'm to understand?
That is indeed.
And I have an inquiry. Is Ms. Bush still on the Judiciary Committee?
We haven't seen her.
No, but it's an honest question. Is she on the?
She has a name tag down there.
Well, I mean, I'd say it would be great, Mr. Chairman, if we had the benefit of Ms. Bush in committee so as to allow her to espouse these views and subject them to debate.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, it's my time.
I'm sorry, I'll yield back to Mr. Johnson.
Well,
I will gladly, upon the opportunity to take time, engage in a colloquy on this.
I just want to ask about your ATF defund.
Well, no, hold on.
I'm totally for it. Wish we had the defund the ATF bill up this week if I ran the place.
But wait a minute, Mr. Gates. Wait, I have a minute left. I know this is painful, but I've got to get some of these zingers in here because Representative Ocasio-Cortez said after they cut $1 billion from New York's police department, she said, quote, that didn't go far enough. Defunding police means defunding police. Representative Jones, Mondaire Jones, said that a suite of criminal justice reforms to redress racial inequalities and harms in our justice system, including defunding police, reinvesting this money, et cetera, et cetera. It just goes on and on. Representative Omar, Oh boy, she was all over this issue. She said we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, completely. Because here's the thing, there's a cancer. The Minneapolis Police Department is rotten to the root, and so when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer. Representative Presley, Ayanna Presley, said, the defund movement isn't new. Folks are just finally listening. We got monies for war, but we can't feed the poor. Tlaib, I'll end with this, she said, when we say hashtag defund the police, what we mean is people are dying and we need to invest in people's livelihoods instead. Listen, we have the receipts, y'all.
Before we dive in, make sure you click that subscribe button so you never miss when we bring you stories the mainstream tries to ignore. He began by pointing out how Democrats are now pretending they never supported defunding the police. But Mike Johnson wasn't having it. He reminded the entire chamber that while Republicans were backing officers and pushing for stronger public safety, Democrats were loudly pushing to cut police budgets. He made it clear, Republicans fought to protect communities while Democrats turned their backs on law enforcement. Johnson then rolled out example after example. Jerry Nadler backed a $1 billion cut to New York's police. Pramila Jayapal said shifting money away from police was completely reasonable. Hakeem Jeffries openly entertained defunding on a city-by-city basis. And Karen Bass admitted she supported the intent behind the defund movement. These weren't misquotes. Johnson used their own words against them, and it was devastating. Then came the more extreme voices. Jamal Bowman accused police of protecting white supremacy. Cori Bush went as far as saying defund the police is not the problem, it's the solution. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez complained that cutting $1 billion from the NYPD didn't go far enough. And Ilhan Omar? She wanted the Minneapolis Police Department dismantled entirely, calling it a cancer. Johnson didn't let these radical positions slip by, he put them front and center. Here's where Johnson really drove it home. During Police Week, Republicans put forward a resolution simply to honor officers. Democrats called it a cheap shot. But Johnson fired back. Cheap shots? These were their words, their actions, their record. He reminded America that while Democrats tried to score political points, Republicans consistently stood with the men and women who put their lives on the line. This isn't just politics, it's about safety, respect for law enforcement, and accountability. Mike Johnson proved that Democrats can't rewrite history. The facts are clear. Republicans have been on the side of law and order, while Democrats flirted with dangerous defund policies. Johnson's stand sends a clear message. Republicans will always back the blue and fight to keep communities safe. So what do you think? Was Mike Johnson right to expose Democrats' own words? I believe he absolutely was, and it's about time someone stood up and reminded America of the truth. Drop your thoughts below, and let's get this conversation going. And if you stand with law enforcement and with leaders who speak the truth, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now on Capitol Insights. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.